Counseling theories. A theory is a group of ideas that seek to explain a topic or a truth. Counseling is giving advice to someone who is seeking to change. So counseling theories are various explanations of how to give advice to someone who is seeking to change. This is a Christian approach to psychology and counseling. Psychology is the scientific study of the behavior of organisms. Basically, psychologists try to find out what makes people tick, how their minds work. Psychology might be thought of as the study of how living creatures are able to interact with their environment, each other, and how they cope successfully or unsuccessfully with their environment. Psychology thus overlaps with philosophy and religion as well as other sciences such as physiology, anthropology, or even sociology. The progressive nature of scientific psychology is remarkable, considering that the science is only about 100 years old. It was in the 1870s that Wilhelm Wundt first established psychology as an independent and self-sufficient academic discipline. The science of psychology not only embraces a diversity of subjects and interests, but also has the ability to provide practical knowledge for everyday living. The fact that both psychology and the Bible provide information for daily living as well as information about human behaviors can be expected to think and behave in various ways in various environments has sometimes produced tension between the two. In a sense, psychology is wide open. Psychologists themselves debate how the study of science has utilized the everyday life and how it should be a discipline of understanding. Conflict between theology and science has extended nearly 400 years, as evidenced by the problems of Copernicus and Galileo, the Scopes trial here in the United States, Darwinism, the hypothesis of evolution. So a basic concept underlying this book and this study is that all truth is God's truth, no matter when one finds it. But a further concept is intended to learn the truth from many sources in the Bible. So the real question is all truth God's truth really? Scientists and Christians have often differed over epistemology, that is, over how we know truth and what assumptions and presumptions we make. Epistemology is the study of knowledge and its origins, how truth is found, how knowledge is applied. In their efforts to define and objectify truth, scientists many times will make assumptions what they feel truth is. They want to extend their theoretical concepts. For example, psychologists might say that by nature and by observation, you can come to a conclusion. The concept of depression, for instance, may be accurately describe the phenomenon of sadness or waking up early in the morning hours or a general feeling of loss of malice or loss of appetite. They may see this as a truth. However, depression is observed as a symptom of many other psychiatric problems. So theoretical constructs permit operational definitions, model building, scientists concluding that these frequent representations, the mental frameworks of individual constructing the model, can differ. Christians may legitimately take exception, while psychologists, since psychologists or other scientists or social services do not believe in God, make other conclusions. The extent to which scientists exclude their thinking and their concept of God divides and brings about that tension. So things may not be as they really seem to be. Things may not be as truth or absolute truth. As we begin our study of counseling theories, utilizing the work of Paul Meier and Frank Minirth and Frank Winchern, we want to look at some of the theories of human beings in holistic perspective. The next step in this progression of the discussion is the understanding of that in the understanding of human behavior. The holistic model assumes that human behavior might be described in different ways by different disciplines, each accounting for the same behavior. For example, within the domain of theology, one might categorize a specific human behavior as sexual immorality because Scripture says so. But within the science of psychology, sexual immorality or permissive sexual behavior might be described as the result of a problem in early childhood or the modeling of the parents at home. So reasons and rationales will vary based on different conceptual counseling theories. The basic approach of the holistic model is that several different disciplines may be able to give a valid account of the same event or the same phenomenon. Our final assumptions that we have been making are related to Christian contributions to psychology and counseling. This will be our focus because as a result of the tensions that we have just described, the Christian community has often been very suspicious and very hostile toward psychology. There are many contributors to psychology from the Christian standpoint. We will be looking at a few of those. Anton Weiner, or Clyde Naramore, Henry Brandt, Norman Wright, Larry Crabb, Jay Adams, Gary Collins, just to name a few. An outstanding Christian pioneer in the field of psychiatry, though, was Johann Christian August Henreith, who published several books and scholarly papers in Germany in the early 1800s. He was the first psychiatrist to coin the word psychosomatic to describe the relationship between spiritual, psychological conflicts and physical illnesses. Many would call him the father of psychology, but most would call him the father of Christian psychiatry. The father of psychiatry that most people recognize is Sigmund Freud. Freud regarded all religion as universal neurosis of mankind. He disagreed with religion or Christianity of having any help within psychiatry or psychological understanding. So let me summarize. In this course, we will be looking at the classical and current theories of counseling. We'll look at their practical relevance in the light of the absolute truths of Scripture, and we will seek to understand the difference.